Dr. Soundarya Rajesh, founder and president of the Avtar Group, and we are here at ITC Grand Chola celebrating the best companies for women in India. இந்தியா வந்து ஒரு வல்லரசு நாடா மாறணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாக்க அதுக்கு வந்து 50% இருக்கக்கூடிய பெண்கள் அவங்க வந்து ஒரு பொருளாதார ரீதியா ஈக்குவல் எக்ஸ்டென்ட்டுக்கு பங்கேற்றாங்கன்னா தான் இந்தியா அந்த ஒரு வல்லரசு நாடா மாறக்கூடியங்கிறது. அதுக்கு வந்து அந்த பெண் மட்டுமே அதுக்கு பொறுப்பாளியா இருக்க முடியாது. ஒரு for a woman to become career intentional and to participate in the workplace, it is not just sufficient that she has that ambition and aspiration. It has to be matched and supported by an entire ecosystem. And this includes companies which place her career growth front and center amongst all their priorities. So today here in Chennai, the Avtar Group, which is a 25-year-old organization, which has been awarding these companies for the past 10 years, has announced the list of top 10 best companies for women in India and a list of 125 companies which are the best organizations for women. So today that's what we are here for, and we have had some incredible organizations that have shown more than a 10 percentage point increase in women's representation in their workplaces. Dr. Tamizhachi Thangapandian, MP of South Chennai Constituency, was the chief guest today, and she was able to provide a very wonderful view on what empowering of women actually means, especially women who are in the workplace. So how is empowering a woman in the workplace very different from generic empowerment, and why does the woman need such kind of empowerment was among the topics that Dr. Tamizhachi Thangapandian spoke as the chief guest today while she gave away the awards. The best companies for women in India are selected after a very rigorous process. It's a completely free of cost exercise, so it is a impact exercise for a company like Avtar, where we guide organizations on following the best companies principles, and then they fill out a questionnaire, and in that questionnaire they provide us data on how many women they've hired, how many women have stayed on to become leaders, how many women have returned after a maternity break, how many women are paid actually equally with that of men, and the kind of safety, security, protection, skilling, mentoring policies that the company does for the women. So with all of these details, the companies are selected on a purely analytics-based, evidence-based approach.
A very good evening to one and all who have gathered here this wonderful occasion. Every day, all of us set out to meet out new horizons. Of course, I also do that. But today's evening is a special evening, which actually fills my heart with pride about these two wonderful institutions, Avtar and Seramount, as well as giving me a hope of seeing new silver linings in the horizons, especially to see young women entrepreneurs who have been given an uplift by all the wonderful companies who have announced themselves to be a part of uplifting women, making them as really empowered class, not only verbatim through their principles, but by their actions. So it is really a privilege and pleasure to be a part of this wonderful occasion, Avtar Seramount Best Companies Awards 2025. And to read about the theme, unbox inclusion, the future is human. This is simply mind-blowing. Dr. Soundarya, I really get very impressed by the tagline of the whole day, and I would like to congratulate you and the whole team for having come out with this wonderful tagline. that says everything about Avtar as well as the awards. And I'm really happy when I heard some of the recipients mention so proudly that they belong to my constituency. And I'm so happy to place it on record that Avtar itself is stationed, in fact, next to my house, which is in South Chennai Constituency. Thank you all very much, and especially to the compeer. May I have your name? Sanu, who has optimistically put the onus on me, saying that as a member of South Chennai Constituency, I have a magic wand to solve all your problems, which I humbly would like to acknowledge, but still there are miles to go. And I'm just taking one a day at a time. So this is such an inspiring assembly of change makers, thinkers and leaders who have chosen not only to build companies but to build communities of care. So my heartfelt congratulations to Avtar and Seramount for a decade of remarkable commitment, especially Avtar over 25 years. Such an impressive, mind-blowing journey it is to have started as a small dream from an individual who had chosen the road less traveled by. But that has made a difference, not only to her, but to all of us, I would say. A special congratulations to Dr. Saundari Thangapandian. This current edition of the Best Companies for Women in India marks not just an anniversary, but an evolution. Ladies and gentlemen, evolution, that word, conveys a lot of historical memories for me, especially the statement made by Queen Elizabeth I. And that was the statement which is recorded in the history of the Parliament of England as one of the best speeches. Queen Elizabeth I, in commemorating the victory of the Tripoli, she was just congratulating and giving an inspiring speech to the soldiers who have contributed to that victory. And what was her statement at that time? I would just like to quote it. This was a statement which is given by her in the House of Commons. I'd like to quote, I know I have the body of a weak and a feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king, and the King of England too. So do we have to really admire the statements? Definitely not all of us, I would say. With all respect and reverence to Her Highness, definitely we will have a difference of opinion because we are in no way, like feeble and weak, either in our physique or in our mental ability with the race of men. But when a Queen of England could make a statement like that, here is a woman, and here are many companies which thought otherwise. Women are a part of a human race, that is why the tagline, the future is female. And if she's quite vulnerable, she has her own difficult junctures, and it is the important commitment and duty of any fellow human being to just lend out a helping hand and make her realize that she is in no way lesser than a man to a man. But Aristotle was teaching to his disciples those days that women were subjected to men. I respect Aristotle, you all know him, we all revere him as the greatest philosopher of the world, but still he said, பெண்கள் 6ஆம் நூற்றாண்டிலேயே பெண்கள் உள்ளார்ந்த ரீதியில் ஆண்களை விட கீழானவர்கள் என்று அரிஸ்டாட்டில் தன்னுடைய சீடர்களுக்கு போதித்துக் கொண்டிருந்த அந்த வேளையிலே when he was teaching to his disciples that women are lesser beings than men, there is this one woman. This is before Christ, BC, 4th century, by name Avtar, who interfered in the world of medicine and became the first woman doctor in the world. When Aristotle was teaching that women were lesser inclined to men. So see, the evolution doesn't teach you to take the wrong examples from history. Evolution teaches you to take examples from history. And here is another woman from the 6th century BC that you have this wonderful another woman by name Alexandra who has actually contributed a lot to the field of medicine as well as to have created a new way of discovery in the usage of wonderful medicine. And you have this Sufi saint by name Rafi al-Adawiya between 712 to 801 century, and this woman was the one who has actually at that time given wonderful contributions to the literature. And you all must have learned about the Pythagoras theory. We have all learned about it right from the school days. And it was since Pythagoras. We all know Pythagoras theory was written by Pythagoras. But it was his wife Aristotelia who had actually written it and then made it famous. So these are the facts which were either disguised in the form of, like chauvinistic attitude or maybe not properly noted down in the junctures of history. So evolution, when you just look at it, retrospect as well as in the futuristic view, women actually have contributed, in fact, much more than men.